Today we're going to talk about an easy set it and forget it emergency long-term food storage system. So the way we approach food storage is in a 4-level system. So starting at level 1, this is the easy stuff. This is stuff in your pantry, your fridge, your freezer. When it comes to our fridge, we always have 4 eggs, a couple things of bacon, a bunch of butter, milk, all that kind of stuff, sour cream, yogurts, lots of heavy cream because we eat a lot of stuff with heavy cream in it. That stuff's in the fridge, got a good amount of supply of that. So that's the fridge. As far as the pantries go, we have a pantry that's just pasta and pasta sauces, tomato sauce, tomato paste, etc. And then we have a Lazy Susan that has like mashed potatoes and green beans, mac and cheese, pancake mix, etc. All that stuff's kind of in the Lazy Susan, and there's a good amount of food between those 3 things for us to get by on. When it comes to level 2, that is stuff that is going to replenish those things. So this is level 2. This is bone broth. We have more chicken bone broth than we do beef bone broth, but corn, green beans, pineapple. We use a lot of coconut milk because we like to make green curry. So we do make a lot of green curries. Like this one right here. Make that. There's another one. And this stuff's actually good to have because what you can do is, worst case scenario, when we make tikka masala, but I usually use heavy cream for this. But what I like to do is, in a really bad situation, coconut milk is super nutritious. So in a bad situation, the one thing that you can do is you can take this, you can make your sauce. Like, I think we have like, I don't know, 25 of these. So you can make this and throw it together with rice and have like a little meal without protein. And then all this other stuff over here, which is black beans and tomato sauce, cream of mushroom, lentil soup, tuna. We have chipotles and adobo sauce. Why do we have that? Because you make a fish taco with this. Also, you can make like a chipotle chicken marinade with that. Some nacho cheese, enchilada sauce, cream of mushroom. So all that stuff's here, tomato soup, all that stuff's here. And above, like the stuff that's, this is in the basement in a cool, dry place. The stuff that's upstairs in the places that are in level 1, this replenishes that. So we come down here, we got the coconut milk like I told you about, chicken breast, clarified butter and ghee, some jams and jellies back here. But 90% of the stuff that's here is just going to replenish stuff that's in level 1. This is olive oil, maple syrup, although this could be level 3. This can last forever in glass jars. Pasta sauces, mayonnaise. This is stuff that will replenish level 1 again. Marsala, wine, for making chicken marsala. So these are all bottles and glasses and hot sauces and stuff like that. Like here, a whole entire thing of rice. I will go and I will purchase big things of rice. Every, I think 2 years these things last. I buy little bags. I'll buy these big 5-pound packs. I'll buy a bunch of rice, put it in here. This replenishes upstairs. The ones like this that last a really long time because they're in plastic, they're kind of like the long-term storage. You just got to make sure that you know when everything expires and make sure you don't waste. This milk right here is level 3. This is stuff that never use, kind of similar to the chicken. Never use, but we're stocking up on it. So like this is good till October of this year. So what we'll do is when that time comes, we'll use this for casseroles, whatever you can use milk in, coffees, making like tomato soup that I make once a week. So we'll use this up before the expiration date, and keep in mind what those expiration dates are. So this is like a level 3. Never use it normally, but you can find a way to use it before it expires. The chicken breast we do not use at all. I will not use this. We never use it. So what we'll probably do is, if we ever have to use this, what we'll do is, this is 2025 when this is expired. Super Bowl party, we'll make buffalo dip with this, and then we'll replenish it in 2 years. So at least this one, I think this one's 2024, but that's what we'll do with that. So we do have it here, don't normally use it. Now this is a kind of gray area between level 3 and level 4. Level 4 is just straight up long-term storage, not touching it. This is level 3-ish, because these only last about a year. This lasts a pretty long time. This lasts a pretty long time. This is okay. This also gets replenished upstairs with the rice. And then over here, I just have to get some more containers to put some stuff in like this. So this is a 25-year shelf life, if memory serves me right, 2052. So I normally have these in a container like this right here. You can see I got some mountain houses in there and stuff. So this is what I normally have it in, but I got some more, and all those backpacking meals go into a container like that. The number one thing you want to think about is when you, like all these pasta, rice, mac and cheese, applesauce, I have a container of salt, oatmeal, cream of wheat. The list goes on with all these containers we have, and these are the weatherproof. They used to be made by Ziploc, I believe. Now they're made by Iris, and they're USA made. They got the weatherproofing here as far as keeping everything out. Like, people will wonder why they get mice and rodents and stuff. You're just attracting them if you don't put them away in things to keep, you know, the smells away from, you know, insects and rodents. You know, and you also want to make sure that they stay away from the elements, so this helps with that. So I'll put a link to these below. These run about $19 each now, I think. I got them way back in the day when I got like a 4-pack for $42 shipped. Now they're definitely a lot more expensive, but these things rock. So I just put stuff in here. I'll put a piece of tape over the front, write what it is, and then, you know, once or twice a year, more so once a year, I'll come back through each of these containers, because the stuff in here lasts for about a year. So your pastas, the salt, I never go in here because salt lasts forever as long as it's not, you know, in a moist condition. But, you know, like rice, pancake mixes, and the like, biscuits, fruits and nuts, stuff like that will last for a pretty long time. So, you know, once a year I'll go through these and double check everything as we use it, because we do, again, this will replenish things upstairs, like the pastas and the rice. That'll replenish everything upstairs. But now let's go to level 4, which is just straight up, don't touch it, long-term food storage. All right, so level 4 is right here. Most of these are 25-year shelf life, with the exception of stuff like pancake mix, which I believe you get 10 years out of. I write on the top of these, you know, what the expiration date is. Like, this is 2046. So cream of wheat, whole egg powder, pancake mix, creamy chicken rice, fettuccine alfredo, like these things, chicken flavored noodles. You can't really screw up chicken flavored noodles. That's really hard to do, and this normally tastes the same no matter what brand it is, and it tastes pretty good. But, you know, having these just sitting around is super helpful long term. Now you might ask yourself, that's really expensive with all the food you got, and it's not like a ton of food. It's enough food to be comfortable, which I learned from the pandemic that happened a few years ago, when you go to a grocery store and there's not a lot of stuff on the shelves. But if you put yourself in a position each week or whenever you go shopping to just get a little more, so, you know, start maybe by, say you're starting and you have like a pantry and stuff upstairs like I have. You don't really have storage of food. The next time you go to the store, just get a couple extra cans of this or that and just start storing it, kind of like I have here. I'm not sure where Mrs. Burr's got these cool, you know, like can kind of like things. I'm not sure where she got those. I'll try to find them on Amazon and put a link down below. But what you want to keep in mind is it's really a process, and you don't have to dump money into it initially. If you're really worried about things happening, then of course you can do that. But I mean, just looking at the price of these now, I mean, I've been doing this over the course of years. Don't get overwhelmed when you're getting into this. If you're concerned about the future or whatever, maybe you once a month you get 1 or 2 25-year shelf life, you know, things that your family likes, like chicken noodle soup, pancake mix, cheesy chicken, you know, rice or whatever. maybe you just start there, and then that at least will keep you going for a good long amount of time, 25 years for the majority of these things. Get a couple extra things of pasta and get a container and put it together kind of like I've showed here. It's really a process you got to think through, but if you think on the levels like I've mentioned, I think it's helpful that you have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. So the one thing we got to think about is our kid's super picky. So he might not like, chicken flavored noodle soup or cream of wheat, but he likes pancake mix and he likes mac and cheese. And I can take this canned butter, which I'll put a link down below to. I can take that canned butter and I can take either this milk, which you don't really need the milk in the mac and cheese. More butter is way better. You can take this milk, or I can make some milk with this powder right here, and I can put together mac and cheese. I can take like a can of chicken, a can of corn, and a can of carrots, and a can of cream of chicken, and I can make a basic kind of like chicken casserole, chicken pot pie kind of thing with the biscuit mix we have down here. I can make that, in a canned version. Might not taste the best, but it's food. So you gotta think about like, how am I gonna use these things in multiple different ways? Just like the chicken, I said we don't use this, but I'll find a way to use it before it expires. Like at a party making buffalo chicken dip. The other thing is you don't want to waste. So you don't want to spend the money and then a year or two down the road you're throwing out 15 cans of something. Make sure that you're buying things you normally use. So like I've explained here, majority of the stuff we use regularly. And this stuff down here replenishes the things that we use, every day, upstairs in the kitchen and the pantry, etc. So keep that in mind as well. Don't just buy things you're never going to use. I mean, you can buy things like that, like whole egg powder, that I'm never going to use. But you want to make sure that the majority of things you're buying are things you can rotate and that you're normally using, so you don't waste the time.